Congressman John Conyers brought some closure to a steady stream of calls for his resignation, saying as of today that he would retire from the U.S. House. New at 6, 24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Albin is here to show us that with Conyers' departure, Michigan takes another hit when it comes to congressional clout. Rick?
Yeah, Brian, there's been a steady erosion of seniority in Michigan's congressional delegation over the last two election cycles. And while Conyers' reputation is likely beyond repair on Capitol Hill, his more than 50 years of service does take another bite out of Michigan's presence in D.C. It was clear that one of the founding members of the Congressional Black Caucus and longtime member of the Judiciary Committee had lost the confidence of even his most ardent supporters when Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi called for him to step down amid allegations of sexual misconduct. In a phone interview on a local Detroit radio station, Conyers made his somewhat odd announcement that he was leaving Congress.
You are today, at this time, at this moment, in this period, preparing for your retirement, a date in which you are not prepared to announce at this moment.
Yes, I thank you for helping me get this into focus. I am retiring today.
Even before he said he was retiring, he did not say resigning, he'd endorsed his son for the seat that he is vacating. While Conyers' circumstance is unusual, it follows a trend of Michigan losing long-serving members on the Hill who have held some very senior positions in Congress. It's important to note that all of the others have left of their own accord to either retire or pursue other opportunities. But no matter, Michigan's influence in Washington has taken a hit with the loss of Congressman John Dingell after 59 years. The past chairman of the Energy and Commerce Committee retired. Conyers, once the head of Judiciary, leaves after 52 years. One-time chairman of the Armed Services Committee, Senator Carl Levin, left after 36 years. Ways and Means chairman Dave Camp left at the same time after 24 years in the House. And Mike Rogers, who had only served 14 years, had risen to be chairman of the Intelligence Committee in the House. That's a total of 5 major chairmanship and 185 years of seniority gone in the last 3 years. Now, add to that Sander Levin, the son, the brother of Carl Levin and the longtime congressman who will not seek re-election. You add those years in, it's more than 220 years of seniority the state has lost. Now, given the current mantra of some that says drain the swamp, that may not seem like a bad thing, but the fact remains, no matter what you think about Congress, it takes time to rise through leadership in Washington, and Michigan no longer enjoys the broad-based experience it had only a few years ago.